The time being 7:30, I will call the meeting to order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please. There we go. Belsky. Is she here? No, she's excused. Noodles here. Yeah.
There are 21 supervisors present. Supervisors Garcia and Belsky are excused.
Moving on to the presentation of the 2025 Kenosha County budget by County Executive Kirkman.
Good evening, Chairman Uhas, Vice Chair Gashke, members of the County Board, elected officials, distinguished guests, and my fellow citizens of Kenosha County. It is my honor tonight to present with you my third budget as County Exec. While I've worked with many of you in the past two budgets, we have 10 supervisors who are new to the process. Welcome, Supervisors Nez, Gama, Kirby, Morrissey, Garcia, Brown, Brookhouse, Meadows, and Gray. And a special welcome to Supervisor Julia Robinson, who's new to the board in August. I look forward to working with each and every one of you to deliver a responsible, forward-looking budget for the people of Kenosha County. Earlier this year, with the full support of the board, we debuted a new logo and a seal for our county, our first update in more than 40 years, with the symbols that represent the county from the east to the west, the historic 1866 lighthouse at Simmons Island, Veterans Honor Plaza at Kenosha County Veterans Memorial Park, from Lake Michigan to our inland lakes, our parks, and our green spaces. It's a fitting reflection of our county's identity, urban and rural. And when I look to this budget you're receiving tonight, I see that something truly county-wide in nature. County-wide in excellence, in collaboration, in public safety, in human services, in infrastructure, and in our rich history of our county, and the path forward to continued success and prosperity. When I speak of excellence, I must stress fiscal excellence and the AAA four-peat that we celebrated recently. As you know, S&P Global reaffirmed our AAA bond rating, awarding us the highest rating possible for the fourth year in a row. This is not merely a symbol of honor. As I've said, it's a real impact for our taxpayers. And tonight, I'm excited to share with the lower interest rates we've saved due to the AAA, we've saved roughly $1 million in interest costs since 2021. And the savings will keep coming. Hats off to our finance team, Patty Merrill, Barna Bench, Matt Lays, and others for the work that they do. And to our Finance Committee Chairman Gentz and everybody on this board who helped bring us to AAA and keep us there. We're just one of 7 counties in the state that holds a AAA designation with a major rating agency. In the rating report, the analysts noted several factors in our favor. Our optimal location is the gateway to Wisconsin, with access to major transportation systems along I-94 and participation in the Chicago metropolitan statistical area. Our steady budget results with strong reserves, and our exceptional, well-managed finance with forward-looking budget assumptions supported by comprehensive long-term planning for operations and our capital needs. There are other economic factors that are a reflection of our success as a county, and I'd like to mention just a few of them. Over the last 5 years, Kenosha County has seen the third highest employment growth in the state at 9.4%, and we rank second among the state's 72 counties in the number of jobs added since 2019, nearly 5,700. Net new construction in Kenosha County was the 5th highest in the state at 2.7%, well above the statewide average of 1.7%. The percentage of our population made up of people in their prime working years, aged 25 to 64, is the fourth highest in the state at 52.6%. And our per capita personal income increased slightly by just 2% from 2022 to 2023, and 67% from 2017 to 2023. All while our property values have continued to soar. Kenosha County's equalized value, as reported by the state, was more than $27 billion this year. That's up 9% from the year before and more than double what it was in 2016. And while I know in recent years, assessment notices have come with some sticker shock, it's important to note that that doesn't necessarily mean higher property values. The chart tells us the story of how Kenosha County has continued to operate well below the level of growth while taxing far less than our annual percentage change in equalized value. This is the sort of responsible budgeting that brought us to AAA, and the budget I'm presenting you tonight aims to keep us there. The budget is countywide in collaboration. A prime example is the upcoming transfer of Highway KR from county jurisdiction to state. Working with our partners in Racine County and the state, we've reached an agreement that will see County Highway KR east of the interstate become Highway 195, while Highway 75 on the west end will turn into County Trunk BD. This agreement was several years in the making and makes sense for all the parties involved. Highway KR, soon to become Highway 195, became a major thoroughfare with a state profile after it was expanded a few years back to accommodate Foxconn and other developments like Microsoft. And Highway 75, soon to become Highway BD, remains a rural road more typical of county trunk highways. BD, incidentally, is in reference to the two towns that it runs through, Brighton and Dover. The cost benefit for Kenosha County is reflected in this budget and comes in the area of maintenance, where we're anticipating to generate additional revenue maintaining Highway BD as opposed to old Highway KR. I want to thank the Public Works Committee Chairman Grady and the whole committee for supporting this sensible collaboration. And we'll continue to collaborate with a host of partners, working to ensure a smooth as possible transition in the new energy-producing environment that's emerging locally and nationwide. As the panels have gone up in Paris Solar Farm in Supervisor Gray's district, we've remained in close contact with the developers in the town of Paris to address the concerns the neighbors have raised. And with the announcement earlier this year for a planned 200 megawatt battery storage system in Wheatland, this board took wise action of adopting an ordinance to issue a temporary moratorium on the consideration of permits for such facilities until we develop a stronger understanding of the potential health and safety issues associated with massive energy storage systems. Your diligence on this is appreciated, and we continue to work towards a solution that will meet the energy needs and, most importantly, our residents. And to that end, protecting our taxpayers. And I want to thank the County Board for supporting our recent appointment of Finance Director Patty Merrill to the Wisconsin Counties Utility Tax Association. Patty will come there to ensure the county's interests are represented when it comes to recouping the cost of housing power production plants or other utility facilities. Another example of countywide collaboration reflected in this budget is the recent split of the Human Services Division, separating the Division of Baby Health Services off from what is now the Division of Aging and Disability Services. With the County Board support and the help of the opioid settlement funds, we were able to put a more concentrated emphasis in abating the opioid crisis with no impact to the property tax levy. As I've said, with the aging population in our county and increasing needs for behavioral health services, creating these individual divisions refocuses human services to even better meet the needs of our community, countywide. The budget you're receiving tonight continues our strong commitment to public safety, and it includes an important measure to support sworn officers who put their lives on the line every day to protect us, while also addressing behavioral health needs in our community. The creation of the new embedded social work position within the Sheriff's Department. The social worker will be there to connect people with the resources to help them in the time of great need. So the deputies can more quickly clear the scene of behavioral health-related calls. This allows for the deputies to get back to law enforcement work, and it also provides someone with the expertise to get people pointed in the right direction. We're funding this position in part with opioid settlement dollars. I applaud Sheriff Zorner and his team and the Human Services leadership for working together on this innovative solution. At the same time, this budget adds a digital evidence technician in the Sheriff's Department, along the same lines of key personnel changes that were adopted in the 2024 budget. This new non-sworn position frees up a sworn officer to do the work of a sworn officer, fighting crime on the streets and making our county safer. At the intersection of public safety and human services, you will notice the cost increase in the 2025 budget, and it's outside of our control. The ACE program, the Alternative to Juvenile Correctional Facility in Racine County, is ending on December 31st. Placements in that program currently cost us $625 per day that are transitioning into a correctional model that will cost us $1,000 per day. It's important to note that these court-ordered placements and that my administration and this county board do not have any discretion over where these youth are placed. Addressing issues like this is one of the core obligations in county government, and we will continue to work with our state and regional partners on solutions that meet the needs in a fiscally responsible way. Regarding infrastructure, this budget maintains our long-standing commitment to repave at least 13 miles of county trunk highway each year. And at the same time, it sets forth a planning for major projects coming in the future, including the next phase of Highway K expansion west of 94th Court and safety minding improvements to Highway W from Wilmot to the state line. This budget continues to make improvements to our county parks, another area where we are a leader in the region and in the state. The plan before you tonight completes Phase 3 of the Pike River Restoration Project in Petrifying Springs Park in 2025. It also includes a plan and design work for the Midwest Interstate Trail connecting Kenosha and McHenry counties. Along the side of parks, I'd also like to give a shout out to the success of our golf operations, which you'll see in this budget. Where the golf courses used to be a challenge at budget times, they're now on par, continuing to run self-sustaining fiscal operation. As Golf Director Jim Wallace reminded me once again the other day, Brightondale and Pets are running about 5,000 rounds ahead of where they were at this time last year. And we have a good shot at a record-setting year. Hats off to Jim and his team. Earlier this year, I mentioned our county's rich history and our mission to foster a stronger future for Kenosha County. Over the past 30 years, our county's economy has evolved from being a heavily dependent one industry to a broad-based landscape of employers that put us amongst the state leaders in job growth and net new construction. As many of you know, last year we partnered with Uniquely Wisconsin to showcase stories about our county in 3 documentary videos. If you haven't seen them, I'd encourage you to watch them. They are outstanding. One of the videos, inspired by Supervisor Belsky, tells the story of the evolution of Kenosha's lakefront, from the center of a heavily manufacturing to a beautiful recreation and tourism destination that it is today. Another video explores Kenosha County's prehistoric ties, from the mammoth remains excavated in Paris to the Dinosaur Discovery Museum across the street from us tonight. The third video, perhaps my favorite, it chronicled the Trailblazers who played for the Kenosha Comets and other teams in the All-American Professional Girls Baseball League during World War II. I had the pleasure of meeting some of these wonderful ladies at the league's reunion last summer in Kenosha. It truly was one of those stories to make Kenosha County unique. And it might make us an award winner too. The baseball video nominated for the Chicago Midwest Emmy Award, and we'll know if it was a winner or not when the awards are presented on November 2nd. Kudos to Supervisors Belsky and Decker and former Supervisors Zach Rodriguez and Zach Stock for their assistance on this Uniquely Wisconsin project. It truly was a home run. In 2025 will bring us more reasons to celebrate our county's rich history. It will be the 175th anniversary of the establishment of Kenosha County. and it will be the 100th birthday of the historic courthouse building. That said, I'd like to give my sincere thanks to everybody in the community, including some in this room who contributed generously to the campaign to raise private funds to support the restoration of the beautiful courtroom. With your help, we've met the $1.35 million match required to receive the $665,000 grant from the Jeffers Foundations. Without it, this project would not be possible. Thank you to retired Judge Mary Kay Wagner and former County Executive John Collins for leading this fundraising drive, and to former County Exec Jim Cruiser for his vision of this project. And now, with the board's support in this budget, we can get this project done, preserving a historic gem for generations to come, countywide. The budget you're receiving tonight moves our county forward in a fiscally responsible way. It continues our AAA momentum with a reduction to our taxpayers. Under this budget, the owner of a median valued home will pay $1.70 less to support county government in 2025. This will mark the 4th straight year that county taxes will decrease for median homeowners. I encourage you to support it. I look forward to working to continued collaboration countywide for the upcoming year and beyond. Thank you, and God bless. And
moving on to citizens' comments. Are there any citizens wishing to speak? Any citizens wishing to speak? Any citizens wishing to speak? Hearing none, citizens' comments are closed. Moving on to the announcements of the chairman. Just a friendly reminder that you will be receiving an email from finance regarding the budget in an Excel format, as well as an email with the link as well to the budget, so make sure you're checking your emails on that. And then there also is an updated budget hearing sheet on your desk. So just make sure that you take a look at that. Monday night seems to have changed a little bit, just for your notes as well. I would also like to acknowledge Claire Cook is here tonight, Youth and Governance. Claire, nice to see you again. Thank you for attending. And we'll move on to supervisor reports. Are there any supervisor reports? Supervisor Grady.
Thank you, Madam Chair. We had our meeting of the Public Works Committee last evening at the Public Safety Building, just immediately to our north. And we had a tour of the building, which was really kind of interesting. From the bottom floor, where there's the marksmanship gun range, all the way to the top, where we have information technologies and 9/11 dispatch. It was quite a enlightening tour for those who were able to attend. So thank you for the staff for making that available to us, and it was enlightening. Our next scheduled meeting for Public Works will be the 14th of next month. It'll be at 6 p.m. Kenosha County Center, and that's where we go through this bad boy, line by line, Public Works, all the comments, criticisms, additions. You're certainly welcome to attend. If you have any friends, relatives, neighbors who want to be a part of it, that's what we're there for, so please put that on your schedule to consider. Otherwise, I'll just go through our divisions that we had briefly. I'm not going to give you every gory detail, but we'll hit the highlights here. We'll start out with highways. One of the projects that's kind of been backed up is County L from Green Bay Road going east. They encountered some soil conditions, so instead of being done by the end of this month, well, this is October now, end of last month, it'll probably be more towards the end of this month, October 20th, we're thinking that project will be wrapped up. Out west, Highway 50, the Fox River Bridge area is finally done. Is there any more construction out there, Mark? Are we done? Okay. Never get too excited about Highway 50 not having construction, because as soon as you think it won't, it will. But hopefully no more adventures there until it comes to be snow removal season. What else do we have for highways here? 1 or 2 new hires in the Highways Department, which is going to bring us more current for our busy season, which of course is snow removal, but those are the highlights for the highways. Taking a look at facilities, have a couple of items. One is for this building. It's a heat pump replacement. It's phase 5, and I believe that's 5 out of 5, and we expect that to be done this month. It should be complete and wrapped up. Overhead garage door project at Kenosha County Center, that's being addressed. And we were able to see in joint services the washroom locker room that Kenosha Police Department and Kenosha Sheriff's Department use jointly was long overdue for remodel, and it's actually a pleasure to walk down in there and see a nice facility for our men and women who serve both the city and county of Kenosha. So it's well done, and you could tell that the designers, the engineers, and our own facilities people paid attention to all that. It was nice to see. We have a rather costly project. It's surprising how much these things cost, which involves the courthouse immediately to our east, and that is the approach ramp for handicap accessible and so forth. The railing has failed. The cement is settled in certain points. So just doing the engineering on that is like 11 grand, and to tear the whole thing out and put it back, hard to believe, but it's $250,000. It has to be done. It has to be done to a certain specification, so that's on our punch list, on our things to be aware of. That'll wrap that up. Let's go to Brookside. We're looking at doing a replacement of the roof, and that started on August 28th. We expect that'll be done yet this fall. What else do we have? We still have HVAC replacements for KCDC, which is a correctional center. That's being worked on. The phase 3 of 4 should be complete by now, and we're still trying to get phase 4 of 4 completed. They will start in December and work through the winter as far as they can. I will keep you posted on how that is working out. We have backup generators for both Kenosha County Center and Brookside. Brookside's been pushed back. That requires coordination with Wisconsin Energies, and as it's been explained to me, that sometime during the latter part of this year, beginning of next year, that entire grid area that is Bradford High School, Brookside, Willowbrook, will have to have power shut off for not a long time, but probably over a weekend. So there seems to be little sense to dig a hole, start doing foundation work there, and have that all turn up during the winter. So that'll probably occur spring of 2025 for the backup generator at Brookside. We are on schedule for Kenosha County Center. If you've been out there, the south entrance to that facility, you can see where they're doing the work for the generator replacement, and that's on schedule. We should be good with that. Parks is always interesting. You know, it's kind of the wind down for the season now. Very active season, very successful season. I was surprised when we asked our parks director, you know, one of our more popular parks, Petrifying Springs, How many visitors do you get in a season at Petrifying Springs? David, you're a numbers guy. How many visitors? Yeah.
Be seven figures.
Huh?
Got to be seven figures.
It's 1.3 million visitors at Petrifying Springs in 2023. We don't have numbers for 2024, but it's a very well-utilized park, and there's a few improvements that are going to be made there. What else do we have here? In parks, we're going to do a roof on the Pringle Nature Center. The contractor says that they will finish that yet this season, but they have two others in the pipeline that are contracted for us here in Kenosha County, so I'll keep you apprised on that. What else do we have? Planning phases and construction phases for the Pike River as it exits Petrifying Springs and goes over to the Parkside property. We've been very successful in flood mitigation there. You're going to see that continue and be expanded upon. Upcoming events, October, November, there's a candlelight Halloween hike at Pringle Nature Center, and there's a Halloween movie night, 26th of October, Petrifying Springs Beer Garden. It's the Addams Family. Mark already knew. So. All right, so we'll move on to the next one. What do we have next? Golf. Golf is always happy. At least it's been happy these past few years. Our county exec stole some of my thunder about how many rounds have been played. It's 107,300 rounds this season thus far, which is 7,000 rounds above last year. So it's encouraging to know that golf is self-funded. They're a capital enterprise operation. They make their money and they plow it back into the operation. Some improvements you may not be aware of on the west end for the Brightondale golf facility. They actually have put in a new practice green, which is sorely needed because you have more traffic there. People expect to be able to use it in a timely fashion. The driving range has been revamped. That's going to be ready for the spring, and they're doing some improvements on what's called the red course, which is a 9-hole segment of Brightondale. So I think I've rattled on quite enough here. Those are my comments, and thank you for listening.
Thank you, Supervisor Grady. Supervisor Franco.
Thanks, Madam Chair. Just a quick reminder, the Human Services Committee is having their budget meeting, or our budget meeting, on Wednesday, October 16th at 5:30 p.m. at the Job Center, 8600 Sheridan Road. That's all I have to say.
Thank you, Supervisor Franco. Any other supervisor reports? Seeing none, supervisor reports are closed.
Communications, 44, communication from Supervisor Gray, a resolution to discourage the resettlement of migrants in Kenosha County.
Refer to Legislative Committee.
Claims, 21, Robin Steinmetz, property damage.
Refer to Corporation Council.
22, Louise Hashker, property damage.
Refer to Corporation Council.
The approval of the September 17th, 2024 minutes by Supervisor Nez.
Supervisor Nez.
I move to approve the minutes from September 17th, 2024.
Moved by Supervisor Nez, second by Supervisor Gama. Any discussion on the minutes? Hearing none. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Motion to adjourn. Motion by Supervisor Decker, second by Supervisor Brown. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? We are adjourned.